The spiritual path is quite a popular presenting issue for past life regression because PLR is naturally itself a fairly spiritually orientated modality, so it's going to attract spiritually orientated clients. So they'll often come with blocks on their spiritual path, and sometimes they'll come because they're exploring a new path and they want to reconnect with past abilities. So far, we've emphasized disconnecting from negative experiences and pains and problems. Past life regression can be used to reconnect with positive things, so it can be less about solving an issue and more about moving forward and gaining skills and abilities. This can mean gathering resources from the past or clearing out past blockages. So if this presenting issue is of interest to you, you can download the attached audio session, which is about an hour-long past life regression focused on this presenting issue. If it's not of interest to you, it will be to some of your clients, so watch the following video for the principles of how you can work with these kind of people. So I recommend watching this video first and then scheduling some time to have that audio experience if it fits for you. Present life issues your clients can bring you can be that they've discovered a religion and want to know if they have a past life connection with it. Clients may have a crisis of faith or question the validity of their existing spiritual path. Clients may feel a conflict between their spiritual aspirations and the lure or demands of material life. Clients may want to get in touch with a spirit guide or higher wisdom to grow spiritually. A past life cause. When we regress our clients, we may find they've lived lives with positive learnings in a religious tradition where they gain spiritual abilities. We can find a life with traumatic events where they're punished for expressing their spirituality or for falling out with a religious tradition or for being killed for their faith. There can be a life fighting for their beliefs in a religious war, but feeling a conflict between their actions and the teachings. The past life bond can be a positive one. I dedicate myself to growing spiritually, so we can reconnect with these abilities. The past life bond may be negative or blocking. They may have concluded, I avoid spiritual practice because it can be dangerous and leads to negative effects for me. We can break the bonds of time or affirm them by saying, I reconnect with my spiritual dedication, my spiritual practice and abilities from the past. Or we may say, it's safe and appropriate to develop my spiritual practice. It is worthwhile. We can reframe and recognize that they may have come with the frame that we had a good or bad experience on the spiritual path and carry that moment into the future. Yet now we can move to a frame that transcends good or bad, because what seems bad for us physically can be helpful for our spiritual development. We can move to the frame that does not cling to the past, be it a past life or a past moment. A greater spiritual truth is impermanence. It is not in alignment with ultimate reality to cling to past events. Karmic winds may blow, and when they do, they can blow right through us, because we do not cling to the idea of a permanent self. The new intention and action can be, we can say, if you were born into one tradition of religion or spirituality, but discover in another past life you are in a seemingly contradictory tradition, you don't have to feel a conflict between the two lives and traditions. Discovering this past life experience does not mean you have to go back to that past tradition. Your past abilities can simply enrich your present life tradition. Some clients will be confused and think, well, I'm a Christian, I don't really believe in Buddhism, and yet I used to be a Buddhist monk. Does this mean I have to drop Christianity, or I have to become a Buddhist now because I was one in the past? Not at all. So anytime we name religions and have different doctrines, we create a contradiction and a separation. We can clear up this confusion by saying that past life recall doesn't need to create a feeling of contradiction or unease in this life. Instead, you can focus on the commonalities and the perennial philosophy that underlies all religion, so that your past life doesn't create a sense of contradiction, but just the opposite. It helps you go beyond any sense of contradiction. We can say you can reconnect with the support you got on the spiritual path from your fellow students, spiritual teachers, or spiritual beings. and your inner wisdom over many lives. You can bring this feeling into your present life relationships with those in your spiritual community and current spiritual teachers. You can bring this sense of connection to all beings of all religions.